off. Okay, the next person we have coming up has an interesting story also. You'll find a little humor in the story, but you'll find humanity in the story also. This gentleman, as you can see, is a pretty good-sized man. He'll tell you a little bit about his life and what happened to him. His name is Hazel.
Keith Hazel.
Keith Hazel. I was going to call him by his last name. His name is Keith Hazel. And you ready to roll?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, stay down here trying to light.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Pleasure to be here. I've been to a few M3 meetings. I've always had an enjoyable time. I'm basically from this neighborhood. I moved to San Francisco from New Jersey in 1975. And my first residence was across the street from the West Side Projects. And went to Galileo High School, went to City College, went to San Francisco State. So I stayed pretty much in the city. But currently I work at the Success Center. And always there to help folks find work if you're looking for work. But I have to make an announcement that I just was hired at YCD, which is Young Community Developers, which is a similar agency, but it's in Bayview. You know, right? And actually, you know, I just found out about this yesterday, so I want you guys to be the first to know that I've been moved to be, I'm the director of the neighborhood access point over there. So I've been struggling and fighting at the Success Center as sort of like a grunt. I work with this gentleman over here, and he's still going to be in the Western Addition to help you guys with jobs if you like it. So I finally made my move, and you know, I can really put my imprint on San Francisco in terms of employment and workforce. So I'm going to tell my story, and it's my first time in jail. I was 19 years old. I had never been in trouble. I was a good kid. I played all sports. I was a Cub Scout and a good student. Well, this night I just finished my first year of college. And I was with a group of guys, and we were all basically active college athletes home for the summer. First there was Jay, my best friend, because I changed the name to protect the innocent. Jay was my best friend, and we played together in high school. Then there was Max. Max was a big 6'8" dude who played football at the University of Illinois. He wore glasses, was a good guy, but he would do anything for a laugh. And then there was Ardenius the Genius. He was the mastermind and leader of our makeshift gang, and he was a bona fide All-American hooper home from UCLA. We were all boyhood pals in San Francisco, just hanging out for some broke-ass fun and games. So we were on a mischievous summer bike ride one night with the crew, out having fun on the bikes, and we were weaving in and out of traffic, slapping the necks of innocent pedestrians, not hurting anyone, but definitely harassing all in our way. And as the night got old, probably about midnight, our group of four separated and became two groups of two. My closest friend Jay and I paired off, and we were just chatting and joking while slowly heading home. My bike had become disabled. It didn't work right. One pedal was stripped. So if you could imagine, the bike rode with a limp. It kind of went like, ka-ching, ka-ching. So I couldn't go fast. So as we're going up the street, the two other guys rode together on the other side of the street. Well, at some point, they decided to snatch a purse. And they broke off into a different direction. We saw them speed off, and we saw a lady yelling and waving at our two wayward compadres. But because I was innocent of any crime, and my bike couldn't go fast, I didn't run. And I convinced my homie to roll with me. Well, suddenly, a yellow cab with the victimized girl rolled up behind us, blowing his horn incessantly. And at that point, my partner sped off to safety. Meanwhile, the taxi cut me off, forcing me to make a left turn on Van Ness, where the police arrived from the opposite direction, made me stop, and then they forced me off my bike. I wasn't afraid, not one bit, because I didn't do anything. and I felt confident that this misunderstanding would end very soon, until the victim rolled up in the taxi and claimed that I was the one who snatched her purse. Mind you, the guilty party played defensive end, was 6'8" with thick glasses. The police rushed me, cuffed me, and then threw me in a paddy wagon with my bike. Well, needless to say, I was thrown in jail that night, and there, excuse my language, I was fucking afraid. And to add insult to injury, I was strip searched by a younger and attractive female cop. And that was almost humiliating, but my perverted mind at the time actively sensed that the cop was turned on by my chiseled 6'4" body. But that was a fleeting thought, and reality found me handcuffed to a bench until I was processed. I was eventually placed in my cell where I saw a basketball friend of mine in there. He was the brother of a very popular local NBA player, and I heard him call out, "Hey, Hazel!" And there I had a feeling of relief and calm. Though my name is Hazel and rhymes with Bell, some of my friends call me Hazel, like the old television show of the same name. He laughed heartily at the notion of me, Mr. Square, being in jail. So he said, "Hazel, what the hell are you doing in here?" he asked while he laughed. And apparently he was picked up for drunk driving, but was being released early because of his relations to that NBA star. And I remember feeling a little better after I saw a familiar face. But once I was placed in the cell, I remember that time seemed to stand still. And I remember that if I could just sleep the time away until I would be released, I'd be cool. So I dug in and decided to go to sleep. And I remember looking at the clock and laying my head down and taking what seemed to be a 2 or 3 hour nap. I finally woke up and found out that only 15 minutes had passed. That was jacked. But I remember also seeing a man shave his face with a lit match. And I didn't know how to possibly deal with that. But everything else was a blurred memory. I do remember, though, getting a bologna sandwich with butter. Gross. The rest of the story has faded from my memory. It was 40 years ago. Thank you.